Last season we missed out on the championship playoffs by 2 points. This season, I am not going to let that happen again. It meant we needed a big rebuild over summer, and my primary target was to bring in young players with bags of potential. So that's why my first signing was a South African player called William Sithole, who we couldn't afford to scout. But given that he's got the best regen name I've ever come across, we paid £450,000 to bring him into the club based on his name. But even better than his name were his attributes and potential ability, which is exactly what we needed. Until he got injured for 4 months just before the first game of the season. Now, we didn't have a massive transfer budget, so signing players from other English clubs was out of the question. So instead we had to sign players from abroad, who either were exempt from work permit rules or were likely to get a work permit. Sticking with this rule, we signed a backup keeper in Franco Kolic from Osijek in Croatia for £700,000 before heading to Central and South America to sign left winger Alexander Machado and Costa Rican Wonderkid Joshua Vargas for a combined fee of £500,000. We also broke our record transfer fee for central midfielder Jens Dahl, signing the young Norwegian from Tromsø for a total fee of £2 million spread across a couple of seasons. We also strengthened the midfield with Brendan Wyadu and Jensen Weir coming in on free transfers. Loans were also really important, helping us maximise our budget by bringing players in on the cheap. We picked up left-back Javier Rujo from Fulham and Joe Bellingham from Birmingham, who had just been relegated to League One. But sadly, we didn't have the £13.5 million to buy him outright, so a loan would have to do. But the best news of the transfer window came when the board let me have Man City as an affiliate club, meaning we could bring players in from Man City for free. So we signed some left-sided players, Josh Wilson-Esbrand for the left-back role and Joel Ndala for the left-wing role. But then we spotted what can only be described as a physical freak. This is the 201cm tall first touch and finishing machine that is Lee McShane. And somehow Man City were letting him come to us on loan for free. His only downside is that despite his immense height and jumping reach, his heading was atrocious. But given how good the rest of him is, I was willing to take that risk. But despite our good work in the window, the season preview only had us in 14th place. And obviously, we didn't have the budget to compete with teams like Everton, who had just been relegated from the Premier League. In fact, Everton were literally spending 10 times the amount we were on wages. There's no way we could compete. But everyone loves an underdog story. The season started off incredibly well with a 2-0 win away at Portsmouth and the same scoreline in a home win against Sunderland. Both games saw Lee McShane get himself on the score sheet. But we suffered our first loss of the season away to Luton Town as they scored the winner in the 90th minute. Flashbacks to last season when we kept conceding very late goals, which stopped us getting in the playoffs. Luton were also helped along by their latest acquisition, Endrick, who, if you don't know, has the highest potential ability in all of FM23. But despite the setback, we got back to winning ways, and of course it was that man Lee McShane who kept popping up and scored a brace in a 3-0 win over Derby and a hat-trick in a 5-1 win over Huddersfield. It quickly transpired though that as good as our tactic was going forward, going backwards, it was not brilliant. It turned into a system where we had to score one more than the opposition in order to win games, such as this 4-3 win over Sheffield Wednesday. But we also had some heavy defeats, including a 4-1 loss to Peterborough, a 3-1 loss to Burnley, a 3-1 loss to West Brom, and a 4-1 loss to Nottingham Forest. It felt like we couldn't really get a run of consistent results. But luckily for us, everyone else in the league was in the same boat. No one was consistent. Following that 4-1 loss to Forest 15 games of the season, we sat in 5th place on 27 points, just 2 points away from league leaders West Brom. It was shaping up to be a really tight season where, despite our own flaws, we were still in that mix for promotion. But promotion was becoming essential because we had some big financial issues at the club. We were losing money fast and were millions of pounds in debt. We'd run out of transfer budget and even run out of scouting budget, meaning that we actually couldn't scout anyone, even players in Nottingham just an hour down the road. So we had a choice to make. In January, either we sell a lot of players to try and raise some money for the club, but at the risk of us not doing so well without those players, or we gamble. We keep the players, we keep pushing for promotion, and if we hit the Premier League, we hit the jackpot. If we don't get promoted, well, things are going to be very tricky next season. We had December to decide what we would do, and the month started off great with 3 wins from 3, with Lee McShane destroying our opposition in Sheffield United, Reading and Stoke, until we fell apart, losing to Millwall and Huddersfield and labouring to 2-2 and 3-3 draws with Cardiff and Sheffield United. But despite no wins in 4, we were somehow 4th in the table, 1 point away from 2nd place. We couldn't sell. This was now an all or nothing situation for promotion. We couldn't really fix the formation though. It was still very much a we'll score 1 more than you in order to win a game. This was demonstrated by a 3-2 win over Swansea and a 5-3 win over Watford. At this stage of the season, we'd scored the most goals in the league, but also had the 2nd highest number of goals conceded. But as the season hotted up into New Year, we had to take on league leaders Everton. Ball through to Joe Bellingham, and Joe opens up the scoring for us. Come on, McLaughlin, Bellingham. It's in. It's just about in. It spins in the back of the net. Sanderson turns, Vargas, cross, blocks, only as far as... Right, that's an easy penalty. Anana sent off. That was blatant. Referee, red card out. Red card, please. As Bellingham's penalty is saved. He took the penalty because he's on a hat-trick. That's a real shame. But how Anana's not been sent off there. Cynical. Stab in the back. Could have killed him. Going to end up 2-2 with all these chances missed. I hope not. I hope not. As Botman. Oh, shit. Oh, back to Patterson in the middle. Oh, no. Rossi wins the ball. Into McLaughlin. Lee McShane. Lee McShane! Come on, I knew it was right to start him. Weir. Rossi. Ball over the top to Lee McShane. And if he can get a 4th here, or Joe can get his hat-trick, which he finally can do, if we get promoted, we might have the funds to sign him, potentially. It's Dele Alli. Is that another penalty? I know Ali being sent off. Not quite sure what for, but I won't complain too much. And despite dropping everything down, they do score a goal, Everton. They do manage to score a goal, 4-3. We've got so many players in defence. Why are they so far committed forward? I don't get it. As Rossi gets the ball out wide. 60 seconds left in the clock here. Oh, Jens. Restores the 2-goal lead. Another 5-3 victory. That's the second recent weeks we've had a 5-3 victory. Move ourselves up to 2nd in the table there. The 3 points takes us ahead of Hull by 2 points. 6 points to West Brom, 7 to Peterborough. And a good 10 points clear of Sheffield Wednesday and Portsmouth and the edge of the Championship playoffs. Joe Bellingham, the younger brother of Jude Bellingham, was showing that he was the real deal with his hat-trick. And when he wasn't scoring goals, he was assisting Lee McShane and Freddie Draper. Every time Lee McShane needed a rest, we brought in Freddie Draper, who was our top scorer with 30 goals in our League One promotion season. Last time out, he suffered an injury-affected season, but this year, he was in incredible form. Across the season, he scored 18 goals from 30 appearances, but 23 of those appearances were made from the bench, meaning that on average, he scored a goal every 80 minutes of playing time, which is phenomenal. And although those 3 were the standout performers in the team, other new additions that we brought in this season were also really starting to shine as the season progressed. William Sitthole was finally making appearances after his 4-month injury, and despite playing in the same position as Joe Bellingham, when he did play, he played amazingly well. 18-year-old Costa Rican winger Joshua Vargas was also making the right wing his own, securing 13 assists across the season. And it wasn't just me who thought they were both great. They both came in the top 35 in the Next Gen Awards, with Lee McShane obviously doing amazingly well this season, coming in 8th place. As a result, we only lost 1 game across January and February, propelling us up to 2nd place in the table, 8 points clear of West Brom, just below us in 3rd place. Surely, we were going to cruise now to automatic promotion, and we could never, ever, ever bottle this. So, game coming up now against Oxford away from home. So they're pretty average. Are we going to win the ball here, or are we going to let Oxford advance forward? They find Perkins out on the wing. I've got a bad feeling about this highlights. That's why. West Brom 2-0 up against QPR as well. Plus they've got their game in hand on us. I do not understand. Really poor game. Luckily, we didn't let the Oxford loss unsettle us, as we put in some great performances, beating Bournemouth 4-1 and Sunderland 2-0, before Lee McShane went wild to score 8 goals in 2 games. 5 against Portsmouth in a 7-2 victory, and a hat-trick against QPR in a standard "we'll score one more than you" 4-3 win. And so, with 5 games to go, I was feeling pretty good that promotion could be on for us, until we came up against that man Endrick at Luton again. Let's go out there and get the win. Let's just go through the motions. Keep winning games like we're meant to. If Everton are losing, this is our chance to pounce. Referee, please cancel out any... Oh, for goodness sake, no! This is the chance that we need right now. West Brom now winning. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, this is bad. This is now really bad. This is really bad. No! I'm not thinking about the title now. Every opportunity that we've had to overtake Everton this season, we bottle it. Every time Everton lose, we also lose. So Everton have got the title. Everton have got it. I don't care. We're only 1 point ahead of West Brom now. And that's what I'm worried about. With 4 games to go, we're only 1 point ahead. Luckily, after that game, Lee McShane scored a hat-trick against Reading. So surely, nothing could go wrong now. This is a huge game. Everton have to win. Please, Everton, please win. Let's see what we can do here. Offside. Offside. West Brom are 2-0 up already. West Brom are 2-0 up. 3-0 at West Brom. What's happened there? Why are we not winning? Why are there no highlights? Ball to McShane. Not winning the air. How are you not winning that in the air? You're massive. Please win it. Oh, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. Even just a draw for just 1 point. Just to have 1 point buffer. How have we not scored off that? How have we not scored off of that? How? How? So it now goes down to goal difference. We've got a 6 better off goal difference than West Brom. Hull next, and then Millwall. Okay. 2 games to go. We are the late kickoff here today. West Brom. Why can't I see West Brom? Are West Brom not playing? What? They lost? Where? I can't see it. Where are they? Where are they? Why can you see this and I can't? There. Amazing. Oh, are these finished though? These might be finished. Oh no, that's the 89th minute there, right? Oh my God, Swansea have done it. I can't thank you, chat, for letting me know that. Otherwise, I was like not knowing what to do there. Oh my God, West Brom just lost. Can we just please beat Hull, please? Beating Hull should be enough, really. It should be enough to just beat Hull. And Undala. Because if we win this game and we go 3 points clear of West Brom, we can lose the next game. And the only way that West Brom go ahead of us is by a massive goal swing difference. As McShane's offside, I think. McShane's offside. It's a real shame. Ball over to Vargas, though. Vargas, can he just throw the ball through to McShane? He does. McShane. Come on. Come on, another one. Puts it inside. Finds the ball to Sitol in plenty of space. Brings it down nicely. We're just playing like volleys right now at this moment in time. Is Ndala in the area? Can he cross it to Sitol? He can. Sitol. There we go. Everton are crown champions. They've won the league. They're 4 points clear of us with a game to go. That's fine. Well done, Everton. We're 3 points clear of West Brom, though, with a game to go and a plus 10 goal difference. But it's also wild that we have no money. Like, we can't even afford to scout players in Nottingham. It's about a 45-minute drive from Lincoln, 45 minutes an hour. We can't even afford to send a scout there right now because we've got no money in any budgets. Minus 3.5 million. The Premier League money, if we actually get there, is huge. Into the final game of the season against Millwall. The final game that I think Lee McShane will ever play for Lincoln City. What a pleasure. What a pleasure it's been to have this man in our team. He's finishing out to 16. My word. A legend. 49 goals in 47 appearances. He just needs one more to get to 15. I'd love it. As long as we avoid a massive goal swing against us, we are safe for the Premier League, I believe. I don't want to speak too soon about all of it, but things are looking pretty good. As McShane looks for his 50th of the season. Gets it in style. What a man. Where's McShane going? Well, back to Man City. He's only on loan this season, so he's not ours permanently, sadly. Otherwise, we'd sell him for like £80 million plus. So Sitol has been a star for us. As one star fades in Lee McShane, we'll never get him back at the club, I don't think. I think it's Man City through and through now. Another one rises. A Lee McShane, Shitty Gel, and Busio. Probably that sort of order. There's probably a lot of players actually that are right up there in that sort of Shitty Gel level from across the years of making content. I'd have to go through and look at it all and things like that. As Millwall pull one back, but it's fine. It's okay. West Brom do beat Reading, by the way, 2-0, but we've also won our game to go to 92 points. Over the bar. But it doesn't matter. We're winning. And even actually, if Millwall go in and win now, it doesn't matter because we've got enough goals in the bag. But it doesn't come to that. Ladies and gentlemen, Lincoln City are in the Premier League. And so we had made it to the Premier League, coming second in the Championship. Only 2 points behind eventual league winners Everton, as they only won one of their final 5 games of the season. Honestly, this would not have been possible without the luck of signing Lee McShane on loan from Man City. The man was incredible, scoring 48 goals in 46 league appearances and in all competitions hitting 50. Before you ask though, there is no way we're ever going to be able to sign Lee McShane on a permanent deal. His minimum valuation is £70 million, and when we go to Man City to ask to get him on loan for next season again, they're saying to us they want to have him in their first team, which to be fair is very understandable. Also, one downside of being promoted means that we're going to be in the same division as Man City next season, which means the loan link is terminated. But the board have given us a massive increase from £140,000 per week on wages to £500,000 per week, and a tasty transfer budget of £32 million. The Premier League awaits, but are we ready for it?